monthly meetings of a district committee. Its purpose? To support units in the district. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to our district meeting. The challenges of the committee are many. Membership, camping, training, advancement, civic service, finance, and all the other things that must be done so that as many youngsters as possible get a quality scouting program.
Oftentimes what other groups like that do is they have like a 3-stage program, and I've got some literature on that I can give them as to how some successful things have worked.
The question is, where do we find dedicated people like these? And how do we build a district committee with enough qualified individuals to accomplish this task? Tough questions with tough answers, but not impossible ones. Over the years, the Boy Scouts of America has developed a very effective and businesslike method of selecting and recruiting volunteers for the district. When we refer to quality leaders, we're talking about individuals who have certain traits in common. Obviously, they are people of good character and high integrity, well-liked and respected by their peers.
Each one is successful in a career or profession, and each one has proven ability to get jobs done. Each one has available certain human and material resources and the authority to commit them.
Quality district volunteers also have a significant circle of contacts and sphere of influence, plus the all-important ability to recruit others. But the question is, are there people out there willing to serve?
According to studies in volunteerism, there are. And when those people are recruited in the right way, they are more than willing to work as volunteers on the district level in scouting. But what is the right way? Well, at the heart of it is matching the right person to the right job.
The right person to the right job. That's the litmus test for successful recruiting. Start with a clear understanding of the volunteer positions you need and the responsibilities of each position you want to fill. Put that understanding on paper in the form of a brief job description. At the same time, evaluate the effectiveness of current volunteers in similar positions and list the particular qualities, aptitudes, and skills needed to get the job done.
Now you're faced with the question of who, specifically, has those qualities, aptitudes, and skills. To find that person, you start with your list of prospects.
Yes, list of friends and relatives and business associates, social and professional contacts. People from a variety of sources.
Right. Go through the list and pick out those individuals who have the particular qualities needed for the job. Then rate them, like on a scale of 1 to 10, the 10s being the most qualified.
And now it's research time. Time to do your homework on the several prospects at the top of your rating list. That means learning everything you can about each individual. His job, hobbies, family, volunteer experiences, interest, and motivation.
Right, research is important.
You can tailor your approach to the prospect and know exactly which buttons to push to get him involved.
Okay, now we have our top person identified. Next, we create an individualized sales tool by making the job description attractive to him, highlighting those aspects of the job that relate to his particular interests and skills.
As important as knowing the right approach is having the right person make the approach. Ideally, that person should be someone who knows the prospect and has some influence with him, at least enough influence to open the door and generate an initial interest.
Well, other things to prepare for are the inevitable questions and objections a prospect will come up with. Make sure you have solid answers well thought out in advance.
Before this, the prospect has been oblivious to what you have been doing behind the scenes. Now, with your research completed, it's time to call that prospect and make an appointment to discuss a community matter of importance. Hello, Beth. Beth, it's Richard. Yeah, Richard Cleaver, right. How you doing? I know, I haven't seen you since that last Chamber of Commerce meeting, huh? Everything going all right? Whatever you do, family? Do not recruit by phone.
Yeah, I know.
And do not provide an opportunity for the prospect to say no over the phone. Right. Listen, Beth, as you know, I've been working with the Boy Scouts here in this district lately and really having a good time doing it. And I've come across some things that I think maybe you could help me with, and I'd like you to meet a young man that is working with me. was wondering if you and I could get together with him, maybe at your home, at your convenience, and talk. Oh, oh yeah. Yeah, I've been through that myself. How about your office? Would that? I know you're busy. If we. Great. What do you think about a week from Thursday, say?
Try for a meeting at a quiet time in a relaxed setting. If possible, a place without constant distractions. A lunch is good, or a meeting at the prospect's home. If at home, try to make sure the spouse will be there too. Sometimes it will be necessary to meet your prospect on the job.
In recruiting, there are several nevers to remember. Never give too much information over the phone. Never let the prospect say no. And never recruit alone. When you go to a meeting, always take someone whom the prospect respects.
Now, the visit.
Beth, good to see
Remember,
you again.
Hi, Richard.
you're there to
Nice
make a
see
sale.
you.
I'd like you to meet Beth.
Make sure everyone knows who the
Hi,
players
Ben.
are and
Hi,
what they
Taylor.
do.
Pleasure to meet you, Miss Taylor.
Make small talk about the prospect's family, interests, and achievements, things you've learned by doing your homework.
You know that for the past few years,
After
I've
that,
been working pretty
start
regularly with the Boy
selling the sizzle. And I got to tell you, I have loved every minute of it. It is really rewarding. It's a lot of fun, and you know that we're doing something. We're doing something positive for these young kids.
To sell the sizzle, you begin with an interesting, enthusiastic presentation of scouting, focusing on those things of primary interest to the prospect. Remember to keep it brief, hit the highlights, but don't smother him with details.
And after you've sold the sizzle, get specific about the exact job you want the prospect to do. Make sure to point out how it will benefit the youth of the community and how it fits into the council volunteer structure. In the process, make it clear to the prospect they are the best person for the job.
Ask for questions. Chances are the prospect will have some, and some objections too. Be ready with the answers you've thought out ahead of time.
Hint at how the prospect himself can benefit from being involved in scouting, the people he will meet and work with, the new associations and friendships.
And what we're looking at right now is a program committee where we get together and do all sorts of really super and neat things for these guys. And I'm here to ask if you would consider chairing up that committee for these special events for these Boy Scouts. I'll guarantee you that you'll have a wonderful time doing it.
After you've answered his questions and overcome his objections and made sure he understands the job, stop selling and close the sale. Tell the prospect how much scouting needs him and ask for a commitment. Once you've said that, sit back and wait for an answer.
Well, Richard, I tell you, I think I can do it. I think I can work with you.
If you've done everything right, the answer will usually be yes. Once in a while, you do get a no. When that happens, don't let the prospect off the hook. Ask for their help in another task, like recruiting other people, or leave the door open for a later decision.
When you do get that yes, chisel that yes in stone immediately. Give the new volunteer the highlights book that relates to his new task. Invite him, or take him to the next meeting. Formally acknowledge his commitment with a follow-up letter. Send out an announcement or a news release, and within the next week or two, provide an orientation to his job assignment.
Great. What we've been talking about up to now is rifle shot recruiting. Going after prospects one at a time. This is often the best method. But if you have many vacancies to fill all at once, it may be better to use the group recruiting approach. Group recruiting is when you're selling many prospects at a single meeting, sometimes as many as 20 or more. Group recruiting offers several advantages over the rifle shot.
First, it's a fast way to bring your district up to strength quickly. Second, in a group, people see that there are others to share the workload. This may result in most everyone volunteering since no one sees himself saddled with too much responsibility.
Well, another element comes into play with a large group. Most people seek out association with others and tend to react together, positively reinforcing each other. A fact which often results in close to 100% of the group agreeing to serve.
The fourth advantage of group recruiting is